Welcome to the Elon Paradox. This is a series that unravels one of the most unconventional minds of the modern technological era. If this is your first time joining the series, please press like, share this video, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel so you will not miss the next secret. Your support is the fuel that helps our team create videos every day. We sincerely appreciate it. But before we begin, ask yourself one question. What would happen if a child who was beaten and isolated from the world chose to rebuild that world according to his own logic? What would happen if a boy believed that the future is not something you wait for, but something you force into existence with sheer will, even if you have to break every rule to do it? This is not a story about success. This is the origin of a dangerous way of thinking. Episode 1. The Rise. The birth of a dangerous mind. This story does not start with rockets. It does not start with electric cars. It does not start with the memes that shake the internet. It begins in Pretoria, South Africa. In the year 1971, Elon Musk was not a normal child, and the world around him was not made for someone ordinary. He spoke very little. He kept his head down. He was always out of place in a crowd. His family was full of tension. Affection was rare. There were gaps no one could fill. At his school, he felt even more alone. The bullies never left him alone. One day, they beat him so badly that he had to be taken to the hospital, and he learned a cold lesson. No one was coming to save him. No one would stand on his side if he wanted to survive. He had to create a refuge for himself. He could not find safety in the real world, so he looked for it in books. Asimov, Foundation, Heinlein, stories of faraway futures, stories of civilizations built by human imagination. Elon did not just read them, he lived inside them. When the real world felt too cruel, he built another world inside his mind, a world with clear logic, a world with rules he could control, a world with no violence, no humiliation. This was not just a hobby. It was the beginning of an ideology. He began to believe, if reality is too broken, build a new one. Many years later, this belief would explode into SpaceX, Tesla, Neuralink, and much more. At 12 years old, Elon created a simple video game called Blaster. He sold it for $500 US, but the money was not the important part. The important moment was the realization inside his mind. Bits could turn into money, and money could turn into the power to remake the future. It was the first time Elon felt true control, a kind of power completely different from the fists that once bruised him. For the first time, he felt that he could change something. A dangerous feeling began to form. Risk feels good. Risk made him feel alive. South Africa no longer had anything for him. No opportunities, no environment to grow, no sense of belonging. He left, first to Canada, then to the United States. He worked many odd jobs just to survive. But one thing never changed. He wanted permission to build. He did not study for a degree. He studied to understand how to build at the scale of an entire planet. Elon was not looking for a school. He was searching for a launchpad. Zip2 was his first experiment. A small company, but enough to prove that he was no longer the child who used to be beaten. X.ca was a bigger experiment, an attempt to change the way people used money. Then came PayPal. Not just a startup, but a laboratory designed to test how quickly the future could be accelerated. High speed, high pressure, no acceptance of limits. That was the standard he placed on others and on himself. PayPal was sold to eBay. Elon received $165 million US. Most people would stop there, enjoy life, buy a house, buy a car, but not Elon. To him, money was only fuel, never the destination. After PayPal, he asked himself a question that very few people would dare to think about. What are the problems that will determine the future of humanity? He listed 4 of them: keeping Earth sustainable, making humanity multiplanetary, merging the human brain with machines, and steering the direction of artificial intelligence. These were not dreams. They were action plans, not to become richer, but to become the person who holds the future in his own hands from the wounds of his childhood. Elon learned one thing: if something does not work, break it, then rebuild it in your own way. That is why Elon never fears tearing things down. He never fears starting again from zero. The world did not protect him when he was a child, so he built a world that would protect him as an adult. And when he finally had money, a team, and ideas, he began to rebuild the real world, no longer on the page of a book, no longer in his imagination, but in reality. When people look at Elon Musk today, many see a genius, many see a madman, but the truth is simpler and more frightening. Elon Musk is a boy who was once deeply hurt and chose to rebuild the world so that he would never be hurt again. A boy who escaped into science fiction and later turned the real world into science fiction. A mind forged by loneliness, by violence, by the feeling of not belonging anywhere. And now, that mind is about to reshape the entire planet. Episode 1 ends here. But the real story has only just begun. Next episode, preview episode 2. The machines, rockets, cars, and the death of the word impossible. If you found this episode valuable, press like so the algorithm knows you want the next part. Share this video with someone you believe needs to see it. And do not forget to subscribe, because the journey to explore the mind of Elon Musk is still very long and filled with more secrets than you might imagine. Your support is the fuel that allows us to continue creating this series every day. We will see you in the next episode.